The Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs says the Provincial Disaster Management Centre was coordinating multi-sectoral interventions to provide relief and facilitate the clearing of roads where necessary. For more on this, we're now joined by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Velenkosini Hlabisa. Minister, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Can't imagine that the last 24 hours have been easy for the department. Can you take us into what some of those interventions are and how it had been coordinated at a national level for motorists being stuck in the Free State, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal?
Thank you very much, my brother, and good evening to people of South Africa. Indeed, we are at a critical moment as we are experiencing the bad weather conditions with many people on N3 trapped on the road since yesterday evening. Since yesterday evening, we have been making attempts to rescue our people, and much progress was done today when we were able to make an access to people, especially along Ladysmith, who could be assisted to be removed from the bad weather condition where they have been trapped. At a national level, we are coordinating with all provinces, Free State, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, and Mpumalanga. All the joint operation centers are active from district level to provincial level, and we have activated municipalities along which people are trapped so that we are working together to give relief together with SANDF and also Red Cross, where hot food is provided to people because they have been on the road for long hours, not having access to anything to eat.
Minister, a state of disaster has not been declared. That means that the department and the Disaster Management Authority have had to manage those three provinces within the prescripts that currently do exist. Did you at any point consider invoking your powers and declaring a state of disaster across those three provinces at a national level to, one, make resources available, but to also expedite the interventions that were possible?
At 8 o'clock this evening, an hour from now, I have convened the Intergovernmental Committee on Disaster Management, where the South Africa weather will give us the full details, and our disaster at a national center, the Disaster National Management, will also give us a full report on the extent, and it will be only after in that meeting, an hour from now, where a further announcement will be made in relation to the bad weather that we are experiencing now. As for now, we would want to appeal to our people, especially who want to be on the road, to rather delay their traveling until tomorrow, because traveling at night is going to compound the problem. And when you see a sign that the road is closed, don't ignore that sign. Don't proceed to use that road. Rather, go back or stay at home for this evening until tomorrow. But after the meeting at 8 o'clock of the Intergovernmental Committee on Disaster Management, a further announcement will be made from the CoGTA department at a national level.
So to be clear, depending on what you get briefed on by the experts, you may or may not consider announcing a state of disaster following that briefing.
To put it clear, on the basis of the report that we will be getting at 8 o'clock, that is what will make us make a decision to announce a disaster in our country. And I'm looking forward to that meeting so that quickly we make an informed announcement to the country.
Have you been briefed on the department heads as well as the Disaster Management Authority on whether they have sufficient resources to continue rescue efforts into the evening?
Yes, I have been getting the briefing throughout the day. As you might know, we have a memorandum of understanding with SANDF, and at one stage they were ready to dispatch the helicopters in order to give relief to our people. Unfortunately, the weather conditions were not allowing the helicopters to fly in food and also rescue people up until towards in the afternoon, when there was a relief, some roads being able to be cleared and some people being able to be evacuated. The manpower on the ground may not be enough to rescue all our people at one time, but we have all our soldiers on the ground throughout the affected provinces, and that is why we are making an extra call to our citizens to cooperate, to listen to the warnings. As I'm saying even now, those who intend to drive from one province to another, either from Gauteng to KwaZulu-Natal or going back, I am appealing, can they please stay where they are until tomorrow, when it is clear that the road is clear and it is during the day? It could be safe to travel than traveling at night, because it will make things more difficult when people get trapped and no one is able to detect immediately because it is already at night.
Have you had a conversation with Minister Barbara Creasy in recent hours with regards to the closures of roads and the state and conditions of some of the national roads that run through the affected provinces, and whether or not those will remain closed or will be opened?
We are in constant touch with the department, and we are monitoring the situation. The roads where it is safe to drive will be open, and I have been informed that, for instance, N11 from Ladysmith to Falcrest has been opened. But when conditions deteriorate, the roads will be closed. The appeal is therefore, when you see a sign that the road is closed, no matter how you want to reach home, please obey that instruction. Don't use that road, because it might lead to more difficulties and get more people trapped on the road, as the weather is keeping on becoming worse as we are going throughout the night.
And just lastly, Minister, the President is currently out the country. Have you had a conversation with him on what's currently happening? And has he said anything with regards to support from the Presidency with regards to your efforts?
At 6:30, I spoke to the acting President, Paul Mashatile, and I committed that once I have been given the full briefing at 8 o'clock, I will revert back to him so that an informed decision is made. But I'm happy that all departments are proactive in providing available resources so that we mitigate against the challenges created by the weather condition.
Yeah. Minister, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa, the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, giving us an update there about the disaster management efforts that have been conducted across various provinces in South Africa succumbed by snowfall.